sit here. Thanks. So, we're talking about how we're connected to each other and how we get tied, how connections get made, and also how they get unmade. And once I started thinking about this a little bit, of course I started thinking about knots, and then I had to look it up on the internet. And you know what happens when you look up stuff on the internet. You find all sorts of ways to tie knots. So I'm going to just take these two pieces together, and I'm going to tie a knot. So there's one kind of knot that ties these two things together. Do you think you could untie that? Could someone untie that for me? You want to try that? Yeah. So sometimes, knots are pretty easy to untie, and sometimes they're not. So you want to try untying that one. And sometimes, it might be hard. So if you can't do that, sometimes knots are just kind of attractive and decorative. Sometimes they look really complicated, but they're not really as complicated. Well, this really was pretty complicated. And also, I learned lots of new ways to tie my necktie. And this morning I'm sporting the Trinity knot. Isn't that appropriate for church? So you'll have to just watch for amazing tie knots. I hope you're yes, you're going to see that on the screen. That's really good. Connections, it's so important for us to be connected to each other, I just think. We need each other to take care of each other. We need each other to celebrate together. When we're having a hard time, we need to have someone else to lean on. And our parents love us so much. And in church, actually all the people around here love you so much, and they're all so connected. And that's just good. And then sometimes, relationships change. Someone moves away, or sometimes you can have a big fight, and it seems like a relationship has changed, and it can be all kind of complicated. Sometimes it's as complicated as some of those knots that I was showing you. But mostly what we want to notice is that we can all be so connected to each other. And the main thing is that we can always be connected to God. And it seems to me that even though our relationship with God might be a little bit complicated sometimes too, that it's pretty consistent. And God is always there for us. What I think. I'm going to hold on to this end, and everyone else grab on. Can you all grab on one place or another? Let's just let that go. So can everyone get your hands on the rope? And this will just be a reminder, and we'll just kind of imagine that everyone in the whole room and everyone around is all connected. But just to remember that even when it feels like we're not connected, we are, and that we can trust on God's connection most of all. So just think of this as also as our connection to God and to each other. Amen? Amen. I'll just leave that, and you can play with it.